Hey guys, thanks for watching our videos. Now you can support us on Patreon and get some cool Danish rewards by clicking the link in the description. See you there.
Now we have incorrect use of definitive form. This may sound very boring and technical, especially if you're a grammar phobe. But the thing is, you can't really get around grammar. So, it basically means that the definitive form is like bilen, the car, or vennerne, the friends. It's the specific, the certain one. So that's the definitive form. And it's wrong sometimes because I hear students and other learners say, alle mine vennerne, alle mine vennerne, all the friends. That's totally wrong. How could that even make sense in any language? Not trying to mock anyone here, but you really don't want to say that. The easiest way to avoid this is if you have a possessive pronoun, which is like mine, yours, his, mine, din, sit, deres, hennes, etc. If you have that, then it can definitely not be the definitive form afterwards. Hans bilen, his, the car. Again, total nonsense. Of course you want to say Hans bil, his car. It's actually very simple if you think about it. So I think you all know this, but you have to pay attention, you have to keep it in mind. I hope you're taking notes when you're watching this video. I know that the specific point is hard for a lot of Slavic students, so like Polish language or Russian language, some of those languages, because you don't have the definitive form. So yeah, it sucks, I know, but you gotta kind of get a feel for it in Danish, okay? So you got it, that's great. The next one is will add mistakes. And this is very important because, if you speak English, you say I want to eat, I want to sleep, I want to whatever. So it's very tempting to say jeg vil at sove, because you know that to is translated as at. And if you look in the dictionary, it says at spise, at sove, and then you think in English, oh, to sleep, to eat, or whatever, regardless of the order being correct there or not. So it's very important that you don't do that, because we don't say that, okay? Jeg vil at, just jeg vil. Jeg vil sove, jeg vil spise, jeg vil danse, jeg vil kysse, whatever you want to do, it's just vil. Og vil gerne, og vil rigtig gerne, og vil ikke, but don't put the at there. That's a pretty big one. Okay, the next one is also a big mistake, and it's especially for American students or any native English speaker. Misuse of present continuous tense in Danish. And the present continuous tense is something you have in English and actually many languages. I know that Spanish has it too, which is like I am doing, or I was doing, or you were doing, stuff like that. You have the verb like am doing, or was doing, eating, sleeping, etc. But this is a mistake in Danish if you say jeg spise, or jeg spise, like I am eating. That is complete nonsense. We don't want to say that. Get a tattoo saying do not fucking use that. It's pretty important. We don't want to hear it. So, if you want to use something similar, you can say jeg sidder og blah blah blah, like I'm sitting, and or jeg går og jeg ligger, kind of the motion verb. But much of the time, we don't even need that. Much of the time, we just use the past tense or the present tense. Jeg spiste, I ate, I was eating, it's the same. This is very important to note, because it's kind of confusing when you get these mistakes. Alright, so the next one I've labeled present tense are mistakes. Basically, I think you heard this before if you ever gone to Danish school. Like you say, jeg kan danse, or jeg vil sove. And that is wrong, because we already have a verb at the beginning. Jeg vil, jeg kan, jeg skal. Those are modal verbs, but it could also be jeg glemte at danse. I forgot to dance. So the first verb dominates, whether it's in present or past or whatever it is what dominates. And that can be present, but the second one cannot. Okay? It's like if you say in English, I like to eating. Complete nonsense. We don't say it. So don't take it the wrong way. I'm not trying to mock you here, but you gotta pay attention. We really want to avoid these present tense are mistakes. Now the hard thing, here's something I have to admit, kind of on behalf of all my countrymen, my fellow Danes, is that when they write, they, or even myself sometimes, when I'm talking to friends, we kind of skip this. We're like, oh, whatever, oops, there's an R, that was a typo. It's out of laziness, but that's not something you want to copy, because even natives get lazy sometimes. Okay, the next one is incorrect use of adjectives in T form with personal pronouns. That sounds technical, doesn't it? Alright, so this basically means that if you say jeg or mig or du or dig or ham or hende or de or theirs, anything like that, or vi or us, you cannot put a T to the adjective. Like you cannot say du er smukt. No, or jeg er sejt. If you want to say like I am cool, it's jeg er sej, not sejt. We just can't do that. And maybe you're wondering why? Why can't I do that? Well, just remember it. The right way is to have no T. Du er god, hun er langsom, han er svag, or whatever. Whatever the adjective is, we don't put a T. Quite important. Now, if you ever see a sentence with like jeg er, for example, godt, that means that the godt is working as an adverb, like pretty or well or quite. Like, jeg er godt træt af det, which is kind of colloquial expression meaning I'm pretty tired or I'm well tired of it. But it doesn't mean that I'm well. The point is still træt. Okay, I think it should be clear. The next one is very important and very common. Meget and mange, or meget and mange. This is a classic, and I think most of you know, but here's a refresher. Meget is for anything that is not countable. It's for things that you don't say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't count them unless you really want to weigh them, but we don't do that. So that could be rain, or love, or warmth, or gold, or water, all these kind of things that we don't count in units. We don't say, like in English, you don't say en vand, like one water. It doesn't happen. So meget is when we have a lot of something not countable. Meget regn, meget kærlighed, meget solskin, etc., etc. Meget natur, because we don't count nature either. And we also use meget as very for adjectives. Den er meget stor. Den er meget stor. It's very big. Eller den er meget langt væk. Den er meget langt væk. It's very far away. That's kind of how we use it. So what about mange? Mange is for countables. Mange is when you can count something. Mange biler. Mange biler. Many cars. Mange venner. Mange venner. Many friends. So meget or meget, as we pronounce it when we are lazy, meget is for non-countables and mange is for countables. Pretty clear. Very nice. What about mere and Flir? Kind of the same family here. Mere is more and Flir is also more. However, mere is for non-countables and Flir is for countable. That's really it. Jeg skal have mere tid. Jeg skal have mere tid. I need more time. Or de skal have mere is. De skal have mere is. They need more ice or ice cream. Whatever the context is, mere is always more when it's not countable. And we also use it for adjectives. You just remember with meget, like meget smuk, very beautiful. We'd also see that mere with something like interessant, because like you don't say interesting, like you say like more interesting in English and most interesting, and we also say that in Danish. So mere interessant, mere fjollet, fjollet meaning silly. That's kind of how it goes. What about Flir? Well, you know it already. It's for countables. Flere planter, more plants. Flere bjerge. Flere bjerge meaning more mountains, because we count them. So the next one is mest and flest. And you probably guessed it. Mest means most when it's not countable, and flest is when it's countable. Mest regn. Der er mest regn der. There's the most rain there, or that place has the most rain. Mest. And you know it, it's also used for adjective. Mest interessante, det mest fjollede, det mest nyskabende. Nyskabende meaning innovative or inventive, whatever. Okay, flest of course for countables. Flest mennesker, the most people. Der er flest mennesker i Kina. There's the most people in China. Alright, so that was pretty easy, right? The next one is anden, andet, and andra. This is quite important. They all are important. So they all mean other or another or others. Anden is basically another, like in anden dag, another day. Right? It goes with noun that have the en, right? En dag, eller en anden ven, another friend, because it's en ven. So that's some basic grammar for you right there. En anden. Very easy. What about andet? Maybe you already guessed it. Andet is for when it's et noun. Ikke? Et bord, like a table, or et glas. Ikke? Det er et andet glas. That's another glass, like a different glass. Præcis. And andet is also for non-countables. Er der noget andet, du vil fortælle mig? Er der noget andet, du vil fortælle mig? Is there something else you'd like to tell me? So very often, andet is translated as something else, or it can have more than one translation, depending on the context. Okay, what about andra? You probably already guessed it, but andra is for plural. Nogle andre venner. Nogle andre venner. Some other friends. It's kind of self-explanatory. Andre vaner. Andre vaner. Andre habits. Andre tider. Andre tider. Other times. Alright, the next one is I for mistakes about time, and I'll explain. So I is basically what we say when it's for the duration of some time. Ikke? Vi ventede i 5 timer. Vi ventede i 5 timer. We waited for 5 hours. Or vi snakkede i 3 timer. Vi snakkede i 3 timer. We talked, or we were talking for 3 hours. It is the amount of time or length of time that something went on or is going on or will go on. Okay? Now the common mistake here is that due to people learning English before Danish, they say for. Jeg ventede på ham for 3 timer. Hell no, don't say that. Okay? It's a very common mistake, and I understand all habits die hard, but try to let go of it. Okay? We say I. Jeg ventede i 3 år, eller jeg har spillet fodbold i 10 år. Jeg har spillet fodbold i 10 år. I've been playing football for 10 years. Okay, because that's the time it's been going on for. Very nice. So when do we use for? Well, in a couple of different contexts. But specifically here I'm talking about for blah 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 siden. Ago. Right? Det skete for 5 år siden. Det skete for 5 år siden. It happened 5 years ago. For blah 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 siden. Right? For and then the time period siden. Han blev borgmester for 2 uger siden. Han blev borgmester for 2 uger siden. He became a mayor 2 weeks ago. Right? Quite logical. And now is used in many different ways. The first one is when we are counting down to something. Det sker om 10 minutter. Det sker om 10 minutter. It's happening in 10 minutes, or it's gonna happen in 10 minutes. Right? Han kommer om et par dage. Han kommer om et par dage. He's coming in a few days, or in a couple of days. So yeah, we're counting down something that's gonna happen in the future. We also use when it's a week or a year, like 3 gange om ugen. 3 gange om ugen. 3 times a week, or 10 gange om året. 10 gange om året. 10 times a year. But can be used in many, many ways, that's for sure. Okay, the next one is måde and vej mistakes. This is more of a translation mistake rather than grammar. But I noticed, especially with native English speakers, that they make this a lot. Because they both translate to way in English, W-A-Y, if you're thinking about what way I'm talking about. Måde is used when we are talking about a method, a manner, a style. Like, vi gør det på hans måde. Vi gør det på hans måde. We're doing it his way or in his way. Lad os prøve det på en ny måde. Lad os prøve det på en ny måde. Let's try it in a new way. We're talking about the method, or means, or manners. Right? We don't say vej here because that would be super weird. Vej is almost only used for the physical way or road. Right? Hvilken vej bor du på? Hvilken vej bor du på? What way or road or street are you living on? Hvilken vej gik han? Hvilken vej gik han? Which way did he go? Right? Because it's physical. Now, of course, there are some metaphysical examples, meaning things that don't exist, where we do use vej. Like, tingene går den rigtige vej. Tingene går den rigtige vej. Things are going the right way, as in the right direction. You know, things are getting better and better. But don't focus too much on that. Just remember that måde is the method, manner, or style, the way you do it, and vej is more the physical road, because I see this mistake a lot.
Pizza er nummer 1,
Og ved du godt, men honning er også godt. Nej, hvor er den flot. Jeg burde være